All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to get into the weeds of digital forensics and explore one of its most critical fields, malware analysis. You know the feeling, right? Your machine is just lagging. It's acting weird, and that little seed of doubt starts to creep in. Is it just getting old, or is something a little more sinister going on behind the scenes? Well, that's the exact question that kicks off a digital investigation. Okay, so first things first, before you can hunt a threat, you've got to know what you're up against. So let's start there and properly identify this unseen enemy. At its core, malware is pretty much exactly what it sounds like, malicious software. But it's way more than just a bug. This is code with intent. Think of it like a digital intruder on a very specific and very harmful mission, whether that's to sneak out with your data, lock up your files for ransom, or just cause total chaos. Now, malware isn't just one thing. It comes in all sorts of nasty flavors. You've got your virus, which is like a parasite, right? It latches onto clean files and just tries to spread. Then there's the Trojan horse, classic trick. It pretends to be some legitimate software, you let it in, and bam, it drops its hidden malicious payload. And spyware? Oh, that's the silent observer, using tools like keyloggers to watch your every move. These are basically the usual suspects at any digital crime scene. See, malware absolutely thrives in the shadows. Unlike a big, loud system crash that screams something's wrong, the most dangerous threats are the ones you never even see. Their whole game is stealth. The longer a threat, say an advanced persistent threat or APT, stays hidden on a network, the deeper it can dig in and the more valuable stuff it can walk away with. So, we know what we're looking for, and we know its whole purpose is to hide from us. How in the world do we actually find it? Well, it's time to open up the analyst's toolkit and start unmasking the code. Look, before you can even think about neutralizing a threat, you have to understand it. The entire point of malware analysis really boils down to this one single critical question. Is it trying to steal passwords? Is it trying to connect to a command and control server? Figuring out its purpose isn't just about deleting it. It's about gathering intelligence to predict the attacker's next move. Analysts basically have two fundamental approaches here. Think of static analysis as reading a building's blueprints. You're examining the code structure, looking at all the little bits and pieces for clues, all without ever actually letting it run. Dynamic analysis, on the other hand, is like detonating a bomb in a controlled chamber. You let the malware run to see exactly what it does, which files it creates, which servers it contacts, but in a completely safe, lockdown space. And that safe space? It's called a sandbox. This is an absolutely crucial tool for any analyst. It's a virtual quarantine zone, a totally isolated computer system where malware can be executed and observed without any risk of it escaping to the actual host machine. It's how you study the enemy in action without getting hurt yourself. With our tools in hand, it's time to go hunting. This is where the real detective work begins, following that trail of digital breadcrumbs that malware inevitably leaves behind. So here's the analyst's game plan. First, you watch the system processes. Is there a program running with a strange name, or one that's consuming way too much memory? That's a huge red flag. Next, check the file system. Did a new executable just appear out of nowhere in a temp folder? Another breadcrumb. And finally, you monitor network traffic. Is the machine trying to phone home to some known malicious server? That right there, that is often the smoking gun. Okay, so we've followed the clues, we've identified our culprit. Now it's time to move from just analyzing to taking action. In cybersecurity, the mantra is contain first. Before you do anything else, you isolate the infected machine from the network. This stops the infection from spreading to other computers. Only then do you dive deeper to understand the full scope of the damage. And finally, you move on to eradicating the threat and restoring the system to a clean state. You know, cleaning up one mess is good, but the ultimate goal here is to prevent the next one. This is all about shifting from a reactive posture to a proactive, defensive mindset. And that's really the true power of malware analysis. It's not just about fixing one infected computer. Every single piece of malware that gets analyzed provides invaluable threat intelligence. It teaches us about new attack methods and vulnerabilities, allowing defenders to turn an attacker's own weapon into a shield for everyone else. So we'll end with this thought. The world of malware is constantly changing, with attackers creating new and more sophisticated threats every single day. The defense just can't afford to stand still. This isn't a battle that's won once. It's a continuous process of learning, adapting, and evolving. The real question is, are you keeping up?